Hi everybody, this is Dr. Lisa Ann Homick from Homick Advanced Chiropractic, and this is Brain Snob, episode number 81. And first I want to let you all know that I am praying for anybody who has been impacted by this acute viral infection. If you are recovering from it, I pray that it is a speedy recovery without long-term side effects and that your families are doing well also. But I wanted to ask, were you caught off guard? For everybody, were you caught off guard? And I'm going to say the answer is yes. We've had a lot of upheaval in the last couple of weeks. Our work situations have changed. Schools are closed. Just a whole lot of different unknown scenarios. What is our future going to be like? How are we going to catch up and get back to our normal lives? And I understand we have the health professionals, the medical professionals who are in the hospitals. They are dealing with the worst of the worst, and my hat is off to you. You're working very hard. We also have the other end of the spectrum where some people are totally unaffected. I'm happy for them. And then there's the rest of everybody else in between this strange situation that has totally thrown us for a loop here. What our responses are will be important. We have to decide how we're going to respond, how are we going to move forward. And we can certainly be proactive, reactive, or in crisis cleanup. We can be proactive for the future. We can learn from what is happening now and get ourselves in a better position so we're not in this type of situation anytime in the future. And for crisis cleanup, that would probably be most of us right now, trying to get a handle on things so we can get back to normal. Two thoughts are continually brewing on our minds, and that takes me back to the two previous videos that I did last week. One was what immune compromise really means. So look at that video. It sort of highlights the different ways the immune system can become compromised, how it starts, and how we can improve it. And I do believe we can improve our immune system. We just have to pay closer attention to it, realize what's happening in our lifestyle so we can do better things in order to have that strengthened immune system. And then how we define health. The thing that's getting people anxious and nervous is that healthy people have come down with this virus. And we have to resolve the idea that healthy people are becoming sick. And the question is why? Because that throws everybody for a loop and makes us all feel a little bit vulnerable. Because now, who is next with this illness? And that is the tricky part. And I don't like that thought because it does put more fear and anxiety into your own body, and when your brain is overcome with that, your whole nervous system gets out of balance. That's not good for our health. So I think we've got to revise or update our definition of health, our version of health. I don't think the annual physical is enough anymore. When they check your vitals, your blood pressure, are you in the normal weight range, and doing some labs, that's just not accurate anymore. And we need to change a little bit in order to give ourselves better opportunities to be healthy. And my new definition is, if you looked at the last videos that I've done, my definition for my own personal self, you've got to decide what is your definition of health. Here's what I call it. When you have cells that divide appropriately and your cells die appropriately. That is the balance that you have to hope your body is in. I shouldn't say hope. You can work on these ideas. We know enough now. The information has come out through neurology and how we take care of ourselves at a deeper level. Cells need to divide appropriately, so there's an abundance, plenty to go around, and the cells that are done with their jobs, they need to die at the appropriate time so they're not hanging around causing problems. And then there's new cells, plenty ready to take over. So we need to have a health-building mindset. And here's where I fit in. This is the spot that I put myself in, and it's my favorite place to be, but the health-building time of your life. After you see your physician, after you've left the emergency room, after you're discharged from the hospital, after you've received that medical care that got you to the point where you are able to go back home and be independent again, now the real work begins. And that is focusing on your long-term health building, not the short-term. You've already taken care of that. Now the long-term. And it's a lifetime commitment. But I believe it's meaningful. It's very rewarding. And what's more rewarding than knowing with a high level of confidence and certainty that you've busted your tail on significant health building activities, so you know that you've got a laser focus on your inflammation situation, your insulin situation, and your mitochondria situation. And I go in more depth with folks on those topics when they want to ask me the questions and dive in. You know the important details already. You've heard me say it over and over again. Moving your brain, feeding your brain, and talking to your brain. Listen up. The U.S. has the worst health in the developed world. Today, this very day, even without this acute viral infection, the United States has the worst health statistics. Typical health approaches aren't working. Our lifestyles are in trouble. You don't want to be caught off guard again. We need your full participation in the world. You can't do it with an impaired brain. Now remember, an impaired brain is not only a disease magnet, but it is lost talent. You can learn how to use the BFA protocol, Brain First Always, to enhance your life. You already have the tools. You do. Some people don't believe it. That's step one for those folks. You already have the tools. I'll teach you how to be proficient with those tools. Revise your version of health and don't get caught off guard again. Thanks for watching.